It's Jen from Jen's Extraordinary Life, and today I'm super excited because I'm going to make some stuff for my pollinators. You know, I showed you guys the other day my gardening journal, and so I've been on a mission to grow things this year a little bit more than I did last year. Flowers, but also some food. So to grow stuff, though, you need some pollinators, right? Or you could hand pollinate your stuff, but that's time consuming. And I mean, if bees and hummingbirds and butterflies will do it for you, then why not? So I want to make my pollinators happy. So here's what I'm doing. One, I got a bee, ladybug, and butterfly house. I'm so excited about it, y'all. This is it. I got it from Amazon. I had seen one. It's so big. I can't even, look how big it is. I had seen one at a store when we were visiting my sister and my brother-in-law out of town, and I didn't get it because it was a store that we have here in the Panhandle of Florida, and I thought, okay, well, I'll just get it when I get home, not a big deal. And I have not been able to find a bee house, and so I've obsessed over it. And finally my sister said, Amazon, check it out. So duh, of course they had one. And it came in, and it's 3 times as big as the one that I found in Jacksonville. And so I'm super glad that I ended up getting it. But look, it's got all these little tubes for the bees to go in and the ladybugs. And it's got, I think this is for butterflies. And it's got pine cones in there. For different kind of little beetles and stuff. And then what's up here in the top? Just little wood chips and shavings and everything. Anyway, it's got a nice metal roof and a spot to hang it on the back. I might actually reinforce that with some L brackets or something. I'm going to hang this on the fence in the backyard. So when I do a garden tour later, when it warms up a little bit, I'll show you where I hang it. But so I got that. That was my first thing I got for my little pollinators. And then I have tons of hummingbird feeders, but I picked up this new one this year. Can you see? It's like crackly. Isn't it pretty? So I actually have some purple hummingbird feed. Is that what you would call it? Hummingbird mix? Anyway, so I'm going to put it in there, and then it'll make the purple even more purpley. Anyway, really pretty. But let's get to this part. This is, okay, so my husband thinks this is kind of silly, not going to lie, but I'm so excited about it. I'm going to make a bee bath. Like a bird bath, but for bees. So I went to Lowe's and I picked up this clay pot. What I liked about it is that it was smooth on the outside instead of, having the different levels or whatever. But you could get any clay pot you want. You could probably actually even, after I did this, I thought I should have just gone to the Dollar Tree and gotten like a little vase or something. And I might make more, but I didn't. I really liked the way this looked. But while I was at Lowe's, I found these, and this is hard plastic. It's not the flimsy ones that bend or whatever. This is like a hard plastic. And so it's just a tray to go under your plants. But so my thinking on this is I'm going to take my pot. Let me see if I can move you down a little bit. I grabbed some E6000 E6000. I think I got this on Amazon, actually. I'll look back at my order and see. And then these I did grab at the Dollar Tree. They are just little rocks, decorative accent stones. And the reason I went to the Dollar Tree and got them is because I could have gotten a big old bag of rocks at Lowe's, but it was like $7 or $8, and I only need a couple. All right, so here's how we're gonna make our bee bath. It's kind of like a bird bath, but for bees. So I'm going to take, this is gonna be so easy. I'm just gonna take my tray and I'm just gonna glue it to the bottom of this, but I want it to stay, so that's where the E6000 is gonna come in to play. Gosh, if I can even get the lid off. Oh, my lands. CJ must have tightened this. I'll be back. I got to get this open. Okay, I have a plan. Pliers to the rescue. I think what happened is the last time we used this, it either got put on really tight by CJ or maybe it glued itself to the lid. Anyway. This stuff is seriously, this will stick so good. It's just some serious stuff. If you don't know about E6000, it don't play. So I'm just going to put a thin layer just right around this lip because the lip of this is raised, and so that's what's going to stick to it. So you don't need a ton. Put that lid back on there. And then I'm going to center this. Let me stand up for this because I want it centered right. Okay. So I'm pressing down. And I'm just going to center that on there. Can you see how it's just on that lip? Now, it doesn't matter that you can see through this. I thought about that. But it doesn't matter because that's where the rocks come into play. So bees have little tiny legs, and this is kind of deep for that. So that's why I got the rocks. Also, I thought this was my idea. Sometimes I think things are my idea and then other people have already thought of them. So I thought this was my idea. And then I was so excited and I was telling my sister, I'm going to make a bee bath. And here's how I'm going to do it. And I am going to take a flower pot and a lid. And I had this whole plan in my head. And I called my sister to tell her about it. And she said, yeah, I do that every year. She's probably watching this, thinking that I'm crazy. But anyway, I don't care. I still thought of it. She thought of it too. So, I'm going to take my rocks. All right, I'm putting these rocks on here. In this fashion, I'm going to make them taller in the middle and lower on the edges. And here's the thinking, that the bees are going to come in here. Let me see if you can see how I did this. See how it's higher up in the middle and then lower on the edges? I don't know if you can tell that. Anyway, my thinking on this is that the bees are going to fly over here. They're going to land on this, and then they're going to walk their little ways down and get the water. Or the butterflies, or the ladybugs. Oh, let me put a few more. Just for no reason other than I felt like it. All right, and then after this dries, okay, so these rocks are going to help hold this down on here so that E6000 can dry overnight. But after this dries, then I'm going to fill this with water. Now, I think it's going to take water a couple of times a day. because it's kind of shallow, and where we live, it gets really hot. And so I have a feeling I'm going to be filling this up several times a day, but I'm okay with that because that just means I get to go out and watch my little pollinators hang out. Now, we get tons of butterflies around here because every year I plant milkweed and the butterflies love it and they eat it all up, and then we have butterflies, and then the plant grows back, and then they come eat it all up. Caterpillars come and eat it all up again, and then we get butterflies, and then the plant comes back. And anyway, it's just a cycle all year long, and it's so wonderful. And then we also have Mexican petunias and zinnias, and the butterflies love it. And so do the bees, and so do the hummingbirds. And so I feel like if I have this cute little bath, aka watering station, that the butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds are gonna love it. We'll see. I don't know, but I'm gonna do my best to make a happy habitat for my pollinators. So between my hummingbird feeders, which I already know the hummingbirds love, and so do the butterflies. They love this too. And my pollinator bath and my pollinator house. I think I'm going to have lots of pollinators this year. Oh, they also love my lemon tree. So many flowers I'm going to plant this year, and so many vegetables. I'm just going to have a backyard full of growing things. It's going to be a beautiful thing. It makes me so happy to garden, and I'm not great at it. I'm going to be honest. I'm not great at it. I'm kind of good at growing flowers. I'm not great at growing vegetables, but we're going to make some changes this year. CJ and I have a plan that we have mapped out. We're going to take some 2x4s and 5-gallon buckets, and we have a plan for our tomatoes and onions and some other things. Anyway, we've got a good spot for those. I've got a couple of raised beds for veggies, and then I've got just flower beds and pots for tons of great big giant pots and some flower beds for my flowers. So super excited to see what this year holds. Oh, I know what I thought of. The other thing that my pollinators love are my bottle brush bushes. And I've got a bush and a tree. They bloom out all year long, and the pollinators love them. So if you can get your hands on a bottle brush, tree, or bush, you're going to be in business. So anyway, I'm super excited to see how this turns out. When it's warmer and I have my garden all planted, I'll put this outside and show you guys how it looks, and hopefully I can catch some pollinators in it. Won't that be fun? Okay. All right. Anyway, I hope this encourages you to try something new. This whole project for this bee bath cost me, well, this was $1.25 for the rocks. I think this little tray was about $2, and this pot was $3.50. But again, I think you could go to the Dollar Tree and get a vase or something. I just liked the way this clay pot looked. So you probably could make this whole thing for $5 or less. I mean, I have a ton of rocks left over, so I'm going to make another one. I've already decided I'm going to make another one. And I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree and get a vase and use the vase as the bottom. That's what I'm going to do. But I do like this top. I like how this is a nice hard top. So I'm just going to go back to Lowe's and get another one of these and get a different base. But anyway, I'm rambling now. So let me just go ahead and say goodnight. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you will get out in your garden and do all the things that make you happy. I hope you're encouraged to grow stuff. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't grow. You still can have fun, right? I hope you have an extraordinary life, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, don't forget to click that thumbs up and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye.